The RNC about a month away, and we still don't know where protesters will be allowed. Now the Secret Service looking at expanding the security perimeter around Fiserv Forum. That would move protesters out of Pere Marquette Park. Gideon Verdeen talked with a spokesperson for the coalition to march and a UW professor in the political science department about striking a balance between security and free speech.
This is Pere Marquette Park, the place that's designated for protesters to gather and demonstrate during the RNC. They argue their rights are being violated because it's not within sight or sound of the Fiserv Forum.
Regardless of wherever they say our free speech zone is, we know as residents of Milwaukee that our free speech zone is wherever we want it to be.
Omar Flores is the spokesperson for the coalition to march on the RNC. The ACLU brought a lawsuit on the group's behalf, alleging city restrictions violate free speech rights. Republicans argue protesters are too close to the convention and fear demonstrators and convention goers could clash.
Whatever location they decide, one of the two sides is going to be very unhappy.
Mordecai Lee, political science professor at UWM, says the question of whether protesters' rights are being violated is yet to be determined.
One side says they have a right to protest, bring their grievances to the public. They have a right to free speech. And the other side is saying they have a right to safety. And I'm really not sure how they're going to split the baby.
The fight over the First Amendment zones has gone on for months among Republican Party officials, Secret Service, and local officials. But protesters say they've been left in the dark.
They've been dragging their feet for over a year now, and they haven't given us any answers as to where we can or can't march.
It is still unclear whether the city will finally allow for protests to take place. A statement from the spokesperson for the U.S. Secret Service says the security zone is still being determined.
The way that we run things is safe. It's family friendly. We feel very confident in what we're doing, and the response from the city has been totally opposite.
Is it a violation of their constitutional right to tell them they can't protest in a public place?
Well, I feel sorry for the federal judge who's going to have to decide this, because it really is a kind of a no-win situation.
A final decision on protest locations is expected next week. Gideon Verdeen, TMJ4 News.